We met with Darren and we met with a group of other young people in Dublin. How did you find that whole experience?
So what I'd like you to do now is just reflect 1 to 3 words you think of when you hear Youthwork, okay?
So we got to learn about things like informal education versus formal education, stuff like that, and it helped us develop our understanding of youth work. Yeah, no, we made like a person.
Oh yeah, we met a person.
Yeah. Like a person.
Yeah. I remember him drawing.
Yeah.
You drew a person and we wrote words around the person.
Yeah, what we think was important for being a youth worker.
I don't remember the name, but we gave him a name.
And then
John.
It was John.
And then we discussed it out loud. Like each group represented their words and then
and like what qualities he should have.
And skills and characteristics.
Yeah.
So everyone can stand up. I'm going to set up a few chairs.
We played tic-tac-toe.
In the chairs. And
the quick dating thing.
Speed dating.
Yeah. Speed dating, but just us talking about each other instead of actually dating.
Yeah, it was just trying to get to know each other.
We had a piece of paper with our hand on it, and we put in some things about us, like our favorite color.
Yeah, just a few introductory things to get us started.
So we felt comfortable with each other.
Kind of got us working together, really.
And like we'd never knew each other. It was the first time our meetings.
How did you find working with a completely different group of young people?
It was all good, yeah. Like I saw people from Dublin that we met. They was like more about this huge city life.
The population is so much bigger, so like...
Yeah, they have 3 Youthworks on there.
Yeah, they have 3 Youthworks, but also they have different like activities and set days.
I mean, more people, more kids, more people to like appease.
It'd be nice to have like 2 days at least.
To finish on a lighter note with the first day, he did a really nice exercise at the end with like these cards, and they had a bunch of different images on them. They didn't really mean anything, but they mean something to you individually. So he laid them out on the floor and we all got to pick like a certain card for ourselves. And then if we wanted to, we could explain what that card meant to us and how we were feeling with the day.
They have to connect and build relationships with young people, because that's where the trust starts. And if we have trust, we can then be a positive impact and that one positive adult in the life of a young person, which is very important.
So if we move on to the second day, do you remember the second day?
It was interesting because I never really knew about how much work goes in behind Youthwork. So.
Yeah, so she was talking to us a bit about policy and how the government and what department works with like Youthwork, and kind of how Youthwork gets funding through the government and through other means.
Who are the key stakeholders in Youthwork? Where does it happen? What happens there? When does it happen? And why do we do it? That's really going a little bit deeper into your understanding of what is Youthwork. We've done our moving debate. I'm hoping that's given you a bit of an insight into the theoretical perspectives.
You'd have a policy down so like no one would get hurt, and so like everyone's in like a safe space.
Of course, if we have Youthwork, we have to keep it running, so the logistics are a big part of that.
And methodology, because it's important. How do we do things correctly? How do we like show it?
So you can't let everyone just be a Youthworker.
You need to have the correct qualifications.
So the hand would be like what a Youthworker would do. The head would be what a Youthworker should think, and the heart should be what a Youthworker should feel.
Well, it's important if you're working with people, like you're working with people, you can't forget that like people have emotions and we have to be aware of those, and when we're working with them it's important to have empathy. You can't kind of rule out learning from the kids themselves.
If you're not going to listen to them, nothing's going to be done about them, and they're not going to feel like they have someone to trust.
We just kind of talked about the idea of being a global citizen and what that means, and to partake in the world. It's all about making positive change.
How did these statements come about?
We would first make a draft, and everyone had a very long page because it's very hard to sum up your work in a short thing to put on a poster. So I tried to get my key things I think about and be more like a definition.
I just tried to be straightforward. I didn't want to like go really abstract with it. There's no design on it. I just to make like a square and like wrote my definition in there.
I was just kind of saying like friendships are made because like we're all coming from different backgrounds, like no one's going to be judged here. And then I just did the writing a bit like creative.
It represents like the diversity of the people who work in youth work, the chaos of it, but all comes together to make a nice poster. Coming from a background of poetry, I like to write some poems myself. I brainstormed a bit, like trying to find a suitable like simile. So I went for something that was comforting to me, a cup of tea.
Almost always I come into Youthwork, first thing I do, make a cup of tea.
You could design them digital and then post them all on social media. You could get them out in schools as well.
I think it's less about the actual physical posters themselves and more about the ideas behind them and getting all of our ideas together. Maybe a few small video clips put together to make an ad to spread awareness about youth work, because I don't think a lot of people know what it is. Sure, we didn't know about it ourselves and we had to come get educated over the 2 days.
You could take pictures of like things that mean the most to us throughout Youthwork in your club, and then you can like maybe discuss and talk about your quotes in the videos over them when you're talking over the pictures.
Actually, one thing about advertisement, one idea. If we do a posters and we will put it all around the town, everywhere, then we sure that whole town is know about us.
I'd say like if you post online, you're going to get more of an audience than you are like say through town.
Or not put posters all around the town, but put one very big poster in the middle of town.
Going to like some of the younger kids in the secondary schools and getting something similar and then getting all their art together. Like we give them 2 days where a youth worker comes in and talks to them, and then they make their own art piece and we can put it all together in a gallery.
If we are taking a part in some competition, for example, parade on St. Patrick's Day, and we are doing something cool, great, and 2 times better than everyone else, then it is a nice advertisement to Youthwork, because like people think that we can do something nice.
A lot of people do like that, and it would bring the community together, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, trying to bring people in and like get like more involvement in the community with everyone, trying to get everyone to know each other.
Like a local festival.
I think it's really important that young people are actually the voice of Youthwork. Everything we do is youth-led, so it makes sense that they're the ones to tell you about how they find Youthwork. The message with Youthwork has to be that it can be preventative. If you have young people who can engage in Youthwork from a really young age, then a lot of the things that we see young people becoming marginalised or withdrawn or not engaged in their communities, that can be prevented. So I think if you invest early in young people, then we'll all reap the benefits. Our neighbourhoods will reap the benefits. Ireland will reap the benefits. But I think it's something that we really need to look at in terms of looking to the future. Investing now is probably essential.
I was very surprised by finding that Youthwork has a huge psychological preparation.
I thought Youthwork was just like a voluntary thing. That's something like you did on the side. It is a job. Your whole life is depending on these, trying to help young individuals.
I found it interesting that Youthwork is funded by the government. Like, I knew the funding had to come from somewhere.
I think the thing that shocked me most was how much I enjoyed the experience overall. I kind of signed up on a whim, really.